everybody, and welcome to an all-finals episode of MBHL On The Ball. I'm your host, Mathieu Fleur-Herwood. We've reached the end of the season where 4 new champions will be crowned in their respective leagues. These teams have battled through pain and injuries to persevere all the way into the finals. Let's see how they did with 4 deciding games here tonight. Our first game is the final of the Masters League where Vics-Vapo face off with Maple Loafs. Vics-Vapo finished the season in 5th place and eliminated both the 4th-seeded Bleu Nuit and 3rd-seeded Moonlighters to reach the finals. Maple Loafs finished in 7th and pulled off a series of upsets by beating the 2nd-place Red Dawn in the quarters and the 1st-place That Blue team in the semis. Vics-Vapo lead the series after winning the first game 1-0. This game starts in Maple Loaf's zone. Claude Saint-André's play off the boards is intercepted, leading to a great chance for Steph Thibert up close, but Vince Perron makes a beautiful glove save. Off the ensuing face-off, the ball gets back to Rob Leblanc for the one-timer, beating Perron high glove side for the game's first goal. Maple Loafs look to strike back soon after. The play gets broken up at the blue line, but Vics-Vapo players do a great job at blocking back-to-back shots, and finally Carlos Gannon misses an easy tap-in at the side of the net. Moments later, Frank Wolf comes speeding down the boards and into the attacking zone. His initial shot is stopped, but Gannon cleans up the garbage, beating Steve Scharf on the rebound, tying the game at 1. Vapo are back attacking in the offensive zone, but Perron makes a great save up close on Joe Pereira. This back and forth game continues to lead to great chances. This time, Andrew Jackson's shot misses the net, but Wolf feeds Gannon, who misses the tap-in once again. Now in the dying seconds of the first, Scharf makes a quick pad save as the siren sounds to end the period. Now in the second period, Jackson attempts to clear the ball up the middle but gets intercepted, leading to a great chance at the side of the net, but Perron shuts the door. Off the ensuing face-off, Perron flashes the leather on Dave Monroe's one-timer. Vics-Vapo continuous pressure would finally pay off with 10 minutes remaining. Leblanc's shot is blocked, but the rebound gets to Sylvain Gauss, who sees Perron make a save on his first shot before Leblanc finally banks in the rebound for his second goal of the game to make it 2-1. Vics would double their lead less than 3 minutes later. Monroe's point shot is tipped and the rebound gets behind the net. Claude Thibert intercepts the clearing attempt and takes a snapshot that beats Perron short side. It's now 3-1 Vics-Vapo. Monroe then finally puts this game out of reach with a beautiful individual play by first stepping around Wolf at the blue line and then making his move to his backhand to beat Perron low glove side. Vics-Vapo win the game 4-1 and are crowned the Masters League champions for the summer 2015 season. The second finals comes from us from the J-League where Beer Caps go head-to-head with Kodiaks. Beer Caps and Kodiaks finished 2nd and 1st respectively in the standings, both getting a bye into the semis. Both teams had a win and a tie in the semis to eliminate their opponents, with Beer Caps doing so against the 3rd-place Outlaws and Kodiaks against the 4th-place Dead Last. Kodiaks took Game 1 by a score of 3-1 and lead the series heading into the night's contest. We start this game off with Kodiaks on an odd-man rush. Dylan Kerr enters the zone on a 2-on-1 and gets the ball to Mitchell Van Gameren, but his shot gets deflected wide. Moments later, Olivier Hines gets the ball at the red line and uses his speed to get around one defender, goes to his backhand, but his shot goes just wide of the net. Soon after, Marc-André Element has everyone's attention as he dishes off to Jesse Goodsell, who does the same to Hines, who sees Anthony Kuhnreich stop his one-timer. Kodiaks open the scoring with 12 minutes remaining in the first period. Mike Clement picks up a bad clearing attempt and dishes off to Nick Staub, who risks an absolute laser high glove side, popping the towel off in the process. It's 1-0 Kodiaks. They look to add to their lead before the end of the first. Van Gameren enters the zone and attempts a high flip pass to himself that doesn't quite work, but forces Glenn Chacon to make a key save on Sean Yoff. Now in the second period, a pass from inside the Beer Cap zone leads to a partial breakaway for Hines, but Kuhnreich shuts the 5-hole. Beer Caps finally beat the Kodiak goalie with 10 minutes gone in the second. Nick Rother's point shot misses the net, but Hines grabs the rebound on the opposite side and beats Kuhnreich short side. Game tied at 1. Fast forward 10 minutes. Off a face-off loss in the offensive zone, Hines intercepts the pass on the boards, cuts into the slot, and hits an absolutely unstoppable laser high blocker side to give the Bearcats the much-needed 1-goal lead. With less than 30 seconds remaining in the period, Kodiaks looked for the tying goal to try and avoid going into a minigame. Staub thinks he scored, but his shot rings off the post. Bearcats take game 2, forcing a third 10-minute minigame. Now in the third game, Goodsell hits Hines with a Hail Mary pass into the attacking zone, but this time Kuhnreich makes the blocker save. Moments later, a very dangerous play from Chris Barreto at the blue line leads to a 2-on-1 with two of the Bearcats' most dangerous players. Hines chooses not to pass to Element, and Kuhnreich keeps this game tied at 0. Now in OT, Chris Clement steps around the defenseman, finds his brother Mike for the one-timer, but he rings one right off the post. That post would quickly come back to haunt them with 90 seconds remaining in overtime. Hines has the C's part ways for him, and he makes no mistake going backhand to forehand to seal the win for the Bearcats, completing the comeback and being crowned the summer 2015 J-League champions. For our third game, we head to the P-League where IGA Dorval battled the Boyz for the league championship. IGA Dorval finished in second place while the Boyz took first place, both teams getting a bye into the semis. IGA Dorval barely squeezed by Backdoor Bandits in the semis, needing a minigame to decide the outcome, while the Boyz easily eliminated Broad Street Bullies with 2 convincing victories. The Boyz lead the series following a 3-1 win in Game 1. We start this game with the Boyz attacking in IGA Dorval zone. Curtis Colnoyer gets the ball on the sideboards, but his slapper is gloved by Carl Cliché and the play ends. Moments later, still in IGA Dorval zone, the Boyz win the faceoff and Andre Ouellette gets 2 shooting chances up close, with the second almost making its way to the back of the net before Cliché covers it. At the other end of the rink, a bad turnover deep in the zone leads to a great chance for Mark Selenki in the slot, but Jeff Howells makes 2 great back-to-back saves before the Boyz take control of the ball. The Boyz are now playing on the power play. Vladimir Jasmin starts to play in the neutral zone. He crashes deep into the zone, picks up the rebound in the corner, and dishes off to Ouellette alone in front, going high blocker side to make it 1-0, the Boyz. 3 minutes later, IGA Dorval back defending a man short. The initial clearing attempt doesn't make it out of the zone. Craig Cornone's one-timer is stopped, but Mark Lasnier grabs the rebound and finds Greg Sanguiliani in the slot for the easy tap-in. IGA Dorval will need more than 4 shots in a second if they wish to come back in this game. Now in the second period, more of the same from the Boyz who don't take their foot off the pedal. Corey Matchett wins his battle in the corner and feeds Colnoyer in the slot for a snapshot that Cliché turns aside. Colnoyer then continues his assault, schooling one player and taking another good shot towards Cliché, who resists. One of the few IGA Dorval chances belongs to Sylvain Semieux, who breaks in between the Ds but misses the net. Back at the other end, Cliché keeps his team in the game, making one of his 18 saves on Matchett's point shot with traffic in front. With just over 10 minutes remaining in the game, IGA Dorval break out of their zone with a quick outlet pass leading to a one-on-one attack, but Howells turns the shot aside. Now with the goalie pulled in favor of an extra attacker, Jasmine breaks up the play at the blue line and passes off to Colnoyer, who's patient with the ball before popping it into the empty net for the insurance marker. The Boyz would end up taking it by a final score of 3-0, with Howells needing only to make 9 saves to capture the P-League championship for the 2015 season. Our last game is the F-League Finals that pits Washups against the Lads in what should be a great game. Washups finished 4th in the standings and eliminated the top-seeded Brotherhood in the semis, but not without consequence as they lost their best player Anthony Pirokakos to a devastating injury. The second-place Lads had a tough time beating GK Light in the semis, getting a win and a tie to advance to the finals. The Lads won Game 1 following a controversial goal with 14 seconds remaining in the game. We start this game with Washups on the power play early in the first. Shane Lantin gets the ball on the boards, heads to the circle, and takes a good shot that Phil Mathieu stops and gobbles up. Heading the other way, defenseman Chris Desfalls breaks into the offensive zone, dishes off before getting the ball back and taking a quality shot up close. Washups open the scoring midway through the period. A bad cough-up at the red line leads to an odd man rush. Eric Donliner breaks in down the far side boards and passes it into the slot where Andrew Lin taps in the ball behind Mathieu for the 1-0 Washup lead. Moments later on what seems to be a routine dump-in, the Lads defense loses the ball behind Mathieu's net, forcing the goalie to regroup quickly as he sees Lin's shot hit the post behind him. Before the end of the first, the lads get a quality chance on a 2-on-1 break into the attacking zone, but Chris Skici makes the save on Phil Emmerich. We're now early in the second period. Chris Clement leads the attack for the lads. His pass misses Drew Lowry but ends up on Luke McDonald's stick, who takes a good shot from the circle. The initial clearing after the shot off the boards is stopped at the blue line, but Lin gets it back in his zone and sends Donliner on a breakaway with a perfect no-look pass. Donliner breaks in alone and beats Mathieu 5-hole to give the Washups the 2-0 lead. With just under 7 minutes left, Mike Clement loses the handle at the blue line but gets the ball back and breaks in behind the D. Skici makes the initial save, but Lowry hustles in and pokes the ball in, cutting the lead and starting a scrum at the same time. Moments later, the lads pulled their goalie in favor of substitute goalie David Mello after Mathieu injured himself late in the first. Reports say that Mathieu pulled something when making a pass to Mike Cloutier with just over 3 minutes left in the first. We captured a few instances where Mathieu seems to be shaking off the pain in his left leg and talking to Captain Chris Clement about his injury. Back to the action. Washups attack a cold Mello early, but the fresh goalie makes a big save up close on Donliner. With 2 minutes remaining in the game, John Jones wins the faceoff back to Defarge, who does a great job keeping it in. Skici makes a big save on Defarge's snapshot, but Jones hits the ball in midair and to the back of the net to tie this one at 2-2. In the dying seconds of the period, Washups throw everything they can at Mello, looking for the go-ahead goal to push this one into a minigame. But Mello and the lads hold down the fort and settle for a tie to win the series 1-0-1 and take the summer 2015 F-League Championship in the process. And now for the highlight of the night. For that, we go back to the Beer Caps championship winning goal against Kodiaks. Sniper Olivier Hines finds a hole between 4 Kodiak players, receives the pass and serves Anthony Kuhnreich with a masterful deke before potting it into a gaping net. A beautiful goal at a clutch moment to capture the highlight of the night. That's it for the final episode of MBHL On The Ball for the summer 2015 season. I'd like to congratulate all the newly crowned champions and wish them the best of luck as they defend their title in the upcoming fall season. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Until then, see you next season.